absolute insane Wingstar tech continues to get discovered every day, making some unviable courses viable and some viable courses even more viable. Let's take a look. First, I'll showcase the tech and then I'll go in depth on how to do it. Credits to Oish for finding this one. We all know this part on Checker Nights sucks, but if you hit the boost panels, you can actually land on the wall and then continue for a nice air lap. You can do it by hitting 3 panels, and you can do it hitting 2 panels. The spinny part has a slight upgrade. If you have enough speed going into that last one, you can get air. Here's a nice optimization on Cavernous corners. If you hit both ramps, you can fly through the whole cave without landing. And here's a little bonus. You can hit that boost panel in the air to go through that cave section. Sky Sands has become absolutely insane if you can hit this. If you land perfectly, you can actually get air from that little orange line. And if you miss it, no big deal, you can get air from the side of the tunnel entrance. And if you're feeling extra cool, you can do this. Absolutely beautiful. Sometimes on Steamgust, the train isn't aligned to where you need it to be, so you can actually just land here and get airtime this way, getting as much airtime as possible. You probably already know about this, but in the beginning of Magma flows, if you angle your charge boost correctly, you can get air pretty easily. You might know this one as well, but if you spin at the right spot on the wall, you can get air a lot earlier. This one's pretty cool. Going into the next lap when you have air, you can land at the perfect angle and instantly get airtime. This one's pretty cool on Machine Passage. Boom, nice charge into the correct angle, you get airtime. Another one on Machine Passage, you already know about the rail, but you can get a lot of extra air by hitting this wall and then angling upwards when you get the clearance. Last one is on Beanstalk Park. This one's absolutely insane. First of all, you get to skip the Ferris wheel, which is already a plus, and then boom, beautiful airtime, and you don't lose any speed. Now let's go more in depth. With Checker Nights, you start by going on the lower part of the wall, and this is the trickiest part here, is you need to press A or B to not fall to the ground all the way, but you need to hit that boost panel. The first one is very important, and notice that little green glow around the panel. That's your little visual cue, so then you know you're gonna get boost even though you're not directly touching the panel. And a lot of it is flight control to make sure you don't go too high and you don't hit the ground as well. This one is very hard to do consistently, but with enough practice you should be good, and it's pretty much no risk. This one really depends on your speed coming into that last spin panel. So you'll just have to develop a little pathway for you to have the optimal speed. I like to hit the first 2, skip the 3rd, hit the 4th, and then angle myself so then when I hit the 5th, I hit the left side of the last one, and you'll just hold down on the control stick. This one is pretty tough and kind of risky because usually around this spot there's a lot of people, so you might not be able to do it every time. This one's pretty easy on Cavernous corners. It's mostly about flight control. Notice how I'm not really going up too much until I go through the tunnel. This one's pretty easy as well. Just make sure you hit that green glowing aura and you get the boost. The insane one on Sky Sands is very hard to do consistently, but you need to be at medium height, start turning right here, and you want to hit this little part on the wall. And then you have to land at the perfect spot with enough speed. Right here is where you land because there's a teensy little bump there, and that's what gets you the airtime. And it's no risk because you're already going to be driving this way anyways. This one is quite simple. It's really just about angling. and then you'll just hold down on the stick all the way to make sure you actually get in the air. And there's literally no reason to go for this one. It's just too risky and inconsistent. This one is very nice on Steamgust Forge. Very low risk unless you mess it up. But yeah, you just want to land before the arrows, right where that ledge is as steep as possible. And then you'll get airtime because you have enough speed from your boost. This one's also pretty simple. It's really all about getting the right angle. You want to aim for that tip of the little peak there at the corner of the wall. And just make sure you're far enough so then you don't bounce off the wall in the wrong way. This one is a little tough to do consistently, but you want to start spinning a little early and keep your angle mostly straight so you don't hit the wall super hard. And you want to aim for that spot that I showed, and then you should just bounce off the wall and get airtime. This one is not as difficult as it looks. It's very forgiving on the angle, definitely does not have to be perfect. You kind of just want to aim for the high part of the little bump there, and then you should be able to get airtime pretty easily. It's just a little risky because if you get the angle wrong, you could easily lose a bunch of speed. This one's really cool, but it has good risk because there's usually a lot of people around here, and if you mess it up, it's brutal. But you basically want to angle a charge boost on the little triangle open part where the glass ends. And then you'll just hold all the way down on the stick. Let's rewatch that. Boom, a little angle upwards, but we make sure to hit that triangle. And then we hold all the way down on the stick. This one is very easy. It's really all just about the right timings for when you're gonna go up. So yeah, you hit that wall, don't go up too much yet, but make sure you don't land, obviously. And then when you get the clearance is when you'll hold down on the stick. Okay, Beanstalk Park. Notice how I hit the ramp. You need to do that for the extra air and boost because you need to land in a specific spot, which is right here. Aim for the spot in the red rectangle I just drew because it's right before the little bump in the ground, which will give you airtime, and then you'll hold down and right on your stick to ascend into the air. 4-star difficulty because it's easy to be consistent with it, and it's no risk because you'll always fly over the Ferris wheel. Now, no matter how easy or difficult the shortcut is, it's really all about practice. Practice the strategy, develop the muscle memory, and you will succeed. I love these Wingstar finds. I can't wait to see what the game holds in the future. I think everything gets discovered and then we just find some absolutely insane thing.